phase number 1 of the Queen's Reset Ritual 2.0. This phase is the Cosmic Clarity Check-in. I'm not going to share with you more to-do lists, more frameworks, more tangible stuff to do, aside from some journaling prompts. The goal of this phase is to actually deconstruct and not to build more, but to remove things that no longer serve you for the state that you're in your life and where you want to be going next. And so it's all about realigning with the core identity that you have right now, the story that lives inside you, the identity that you're still grasping and holding onto, and you don't want to let go of her because it's safe, it's known, and it's all that you've been for your life, essentially. And it's exactly this identity that is built from assumptions that you have, thoughts, belief systems, brain wiring, feelings, and daily actions that it is keeping you stuck in the place where you're at in your life right now. And we both know that you want to get to that next chapter of your life, but you're going to have to let go of that identity first. And so, I personally struggled a lot with money blocks in my life. And that was the main thing that was really difficult for me for the last decade of my life. Before that, it was purpose. I was depressed and didn't like my life because I had no purpose. But then once I found my purpose, I was like the hungry artist, basically. And I went through 2 major chapters where first I was really digging down the spiritual hole of healing, of what part of me, what money wound, mother relationship is still blocking me from generating money in my life, and what parts of me are still wounded and unhealed. And I was in that spiritual trap of just always constantly searching instead of taking action in my life. And so I was at one extreme of the pendulum in like the spiritual feminine. And then I realized that that was not working. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go the masculine way. Men are able to make money because they hustle and they work hard and they have a schedule and a structure and they wake up at that time and they just push and they go through and it works. And so I did that. And thanks to that, I managed to build a business that paid for all my basic needs, my rent, my car, my insurance, my phone, and everything. And I was really proud and happy of that. But then I came to a point in my life where, even though I had managed to make it to that point, it was all built on sweat and hard work and working more and harder. And my brain knew, my mind and my soul knew that if I kept going like this and went even harder, it wouldn't work. I would burn myself out or lack time, because there's a finite amount of time in this tangible reality. Time doesn't exist, it's an illusion, but we all have 24 hours in our day in this realm. And so what was happening is that my old assumptions, my default wiring that I have been raised with and conditioned with, thought things along the lines of, it is hard to make money. In order to make more money, I need to work even harder, even more hours. And my schedule was already completely packed at max capacity. And so it would discourage me because I knew that realistically speaking, I wasn't going to make it by working more or harder. And so it didn't work, obviously. Another assumption I had, belief system and wiring I had, was that because I was also on my quest of divine feminine and divine union, and I wanted to find a partner that would provide for me, care for me. And so I had the belief that, well, if I make it financially and that I'm sovereign, it's 4:44 on the clock, I won't attract a partner that provides for me because I don't need to be provided for. And when I look at all these beliefs and all these assumptions and I say them out loud, obviously none of them make sense. And I am fully aware that they don't make sense, and I can even cringe and laugh at how stupid it is, you know? But it's deeper than that. It's not that it's not rational and that it doesn't make sense. It's that it lives in your subconscious mind. It is an assumption that lives somewhere in your psyche. And even if tangibly, realistically, when you say them out loud, you catch yourself saying that and you're like, ew, of course I don't think like that. There's some part of you that still believes that deeper into your subconscious mind. And those assumptions were obviously feeding into my belief systems and my brain wiring, which was feeding into the daily thoughts I cultivated, that my clients were cheap, that my clients didn't want to pay because I'm in Quebec, the market is bad. Like in the US, it'd be easier. If I had this, it'd be easier. If I had a partner that provided for me, it'd be easier. And like all these thoughts started feeding into that even more. And those thoughts nourished my actions. So my actions were never aligned with my dreams and my vision. My actions were aligning with my assumptions, my brain wiring, and my thoughts. And so I was never, creating my podcast, even if I wanted to, because I felt like a scam and not ready yet to teach because I had not yet created the life I was dreaming of. Even if rationally that made no sense. And in order to respect my dream life and where I'm going and my soul's desires, obviously I'm worthy of making a video. Obviously I have something to share. Obviously I'm ready, and the right timing is here and now. And obviously making money can be easy if I choose it to be. And obviously I can find a partner that provides for me even if I make my own money. That is why phase 1 of this reset ritual is all about going all the way back to your assumptions first. We're not going to dive into action right now, into systems, into implementation, because this will come after. And of course, in your day-to-day life, you want to have all of these parts of the big machine and of the whole picture running simultaneously like a beautiful dance, and it's all an ecosystem that's alive. But for the sake of the structure of this ritual, we are starting with your assumptions, which is step number 1 in order to start changing the script. And as soon as you start changing the script, that your assumptions changes, that your brain wiring changes, that your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions start changing, in a couple of weeks from now, you will tell me that you're seeing changes because the old script is running out. So this is really your step number 1. We are going to dive into your assumptions and pinpoint them. So now I invite you to grab your favorite journal, your favorite pen, and to answer the following prompts on the page below this video. And I would love for you to DM me on Instagram, send me a private message, a voice note. Share with me your aha moments, your breakthroughs, the things that you're like, oh my God, like I can't believe that I never thought of that before. I would love to have this chat with you. So please, please, please DM me, send me a private message, and dive into the exercise.